Hey, what's up, it's iCkEdMeL. Welcome back to the channel. And I wanted to do another short update with regards to Cassie. A couple of interesting things that have come out. True Crime Sisters posted this on Twitter. This is the woman from Florida, Navarre Beach, that she was having custody issues, custodial issues with the father of her child. Her body turned up in Alabama in this barn, and now Marcus is arrested for tampering with evidence, destroying evidence, and falsifying information, which the charges could be upgraded. We're still waiting for the autopsy. Bridget shared this post from True Crime Sisters, thank you, which talks about these text messages from 2019, and it kind of gives some insight to the issues that they were having. There's some other interesting information we're going to talk about as well. And so True Crime Sisters posted here, text messages between Cassie Carli and Marcus Spanevelo on court records show how hard she was trying to work with Marcus. It is scary and heartbreaking to read these. She tried. What are your thoughts? And it just, co-parenting is not easy. And then especially with this guy, apparently some sort of psychopath. And it did seem like she was really trying. One of the things off rip, when you look at this, is you can see what he has her saved as in his phone, Miss Nagalot. And this is from 10/25/2019, 12:57 p.m. Marcus, listen, I don't have time to, I guess he meant to say, be going back and forth on this. Enough with what attorney said. It doesn't matter what he said. I can take care of her next week. She writes, Marcus, I have offered you so many extra days in exchange for this next weekend, and I'm trying so hard to work together and co-parent Sailor. At this point, I'm not going to give you any more extra time since you clearly do not care and do not want to work together with me. Since you just replied that you could take the time off, I will be making sure I change our agreement that when she is sick, you are required to take off of work equal to me. I'm done talking about this. Have a good day. Marcus goes on to say, I'd be just fine if you would make the days I have equal to yours. So am I keeping Sailor next week or not? She writes back, you work out of town. I'm done talking about this. He says, where I work is my own problem. I need an answer if I'm keeping her next week or not. She says, I exchanged the weekend of September 20th for the weekend of November 2nd. You should contact your attorney. I don't understand why we can't work together. He says, we didn't exchange. I'm not going to be having an argument about this. You made up your mind. And again, I have no saying on the subject. She says, you had to say so on September when your attorney asked you about it. I'm not trying to go against you. I've been begging you. We have to be a team or the rest of our lives will suck. What do you want from me? To quit arguing, he said. She says, can we please work together? I will give you the following weekend too. This just means so much to me. I hope you'll find it in your heart to know how much this means to me. Let me know if you would like to see Sailor this weekend. He says, this weekend is not my weekend. Next weekend is my weekend. Crazy. I'm offering to share this weekend with you. Sailor, my father and I are going to North Carolina for my nephew's baby shower next weekend. I have told you this for weeks. And I've begged you and pleaded for you to work with me. I respect the request about my mother. However, you cannot keep Sailor from her other family members. I'm still extending the offer for you to see her this weekend. I have shared with you the dates and times I have asked for you to work with me, and I just do not why you will not. I think she meant to say, I do not know why you will not. Please let me know if you would like to see her this weekend. Thanks, Marcus. We got some more reading to do and more messages, but it just really kind of makes me think about all the stories that I've heard, even including my own, just different things. I'm somebody that's in my daughter's life like all the freaking time. And so they hear this. This is like the stereotypical of what you hear about guys. Even though I know there's not all guys are like that. There's some great dads out there. But just to see this, like I couldn't even imagine. Like imagine, I was trying to put myself in my head. Like, you know, like if I was that, I don't know what kind of person, like, I'm going to be okay. Why would I want to see my daughter only every other weekend? I guess that was their agreement. But if I had an extra weekend, I could take her. I'd gladly take her. Yeah, an extra weekend? Are we working something out? Yes, please. It does make me look back, though, to this message that he sent where we just read, where he says, I'd be fine if you would just make the days I have her equal to yours. So, I mean, I guess he wanted like 50-50, but clearly this guy's not in his right mind. And clearly, like I've spoken on previous videos about the GoFundMe and the allegations that she's made against him, that this guy is no good. I wouldn't want him around my kids either, but she seemed, and we're going to see more, that she really was trying to do the best to at least, you know, include him or have time in her life, the daughter's life. And if you guys remember from the GoFundMe that she was trying to get sole custody of her daughter. Remember that? Trying to get sole custody. This guy owed money, which we're going to talk about that more in a second, the attorney fees that Cassie's brother mentioned. But if you remember, she was trying to get sole custody. This bi-monthly visitation, she had to give that to him because of the court. That's just what they ordered. But it also said that he filed dozens of false police reports. He called CPS so many times. Just imagine all the crap that this woman was going through. So continuing off and back to where she's asking Marcus to watch her or take her for the weekend for this baby shower. She also said here, I also offer you to join if you're concerned about her safety. Come with us. Like, she's trying everything. He says, listen, I'm getting tired of telling you that I don't want to argue about that. There is a judicial order in place that tells us what to do. She says, I'm following the order. There is nothing wrong with me offering more time and willing to work with each other. I'm done talking about this, he says. You made your point and I've made mine, and we're not in agreement. If you text me about this again, I'll ignore. She says, on another note, if you are in town, would you like to have a night or time with Sailor this weekend? Wasn't planning on being in town since it's not my weekend with Sailor, so I won't be in town. She says, it's funny because I offered other weekends that were not your weekends, quote unquote, and you were back in Florida as soon as possible for that time. But okay, Marcus, please remember, if anything, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about my family, nor your family. The bottom line is Sailor and what's best for her. I will respect you when it's reasonable. I pray you will do the same in the future for our daughter. She wants us happy. When we are happy, she is happy. She doesn't need any stress or any anxiety. We will have to work together. I'm willing to 100% have a good night. On the next page, this looks like video messages that Cassie sent to Marcus with things regarding Sailor. And so like this one here is on 10/27/2019, 7:33 p.m. She says in the caption, I wanted to share. She loves her dog and the old man loves her too. It's like a video file that was sent. Then it says here, have you given her calamari? She likes it. Another video that she sent. Another video here. Another video here. This looks like Sailor in it, or picture actually. Oh, these are photos. So it says here a few photos. We're having a great time. We went to the aquarium today. We went to a truck or treat at the church across from my sister, and I'm taking her truck or treating tonight. She is happy and everything is good. Would you like to have her Sunday or Sunday night and take her daycare? Just wanted to offer. So she's, offering time to the guy, extra time, extra days, it looks like. So the timestamps for this is 10:27 and 10:31, right? 10:31. And then check out how this guy responds. 10:31. After I just wanted to share with you that she's having a great time. He responds back, okay, this scumbag, don't want update. Don't want you to share. Stop bothering me. What a piece of crap, right? She replies, I'm sorry to bother you. I was just letting you know she was safe and happy. If you want to see her Sunday, please let me know. Hi, Marcus. I just wanted to ask again if you would like to see Sailor tomorrow. We will be back around 9 a.m. You can have her and take her to daycare Monday if you would like. Please just let me know. Thank you. Now, from 11:02 to 11:04, she sends another message. Hi, Marcus. I'm not sure if you wanted to have Sailor this weekend. Please just let me know if you would like to. Also, I was put to part-time as of today for a few weeks until I find another job. My office is closing. That being said, I can only hope that you will make your payments on time for Sailor's needs. I appreciate it. He says, this is your weekend. I mentioned before, she says, I would give you my weekend when we got back. If you don't want it, that is perfectly fine. Daycare is closed on Monday the 11th. Can you watch her? He says, I didn't agree to an exchange. As far as the 11th, if you can't watch her, I can, but I wouldn't be able to return her to you before the following weekend. She can't miss daycare for a week, which makes sense. Why can't she? She just did last week with you. Oh, she says, I'm not sure why you would have to keep her for the whole week. She is allowed 3 days a month without a doctor's note. Also, I'm not sure who you're going to let watch her while you work during the week, ? He says, well, you asked if I could keep her. I have answered to you what I can do. She says, I'm going to need help on days daycare is closed or when she is sick. It's not fair for me to put my jobs in jeopardy because you work out of town and can't help. Who would be watching Sailor the whole week that you would take her? Question mark, question mark. Never mind. It doesn't matter because she can't miss more than 3 days without a doctor's note. So now it's all on me again. I'll make sure she's taken care of on the 11th. Do you want her Friday or Saturday for one night this weekend? He says, I'm not taking any time in exchange for anything. If you can't handle her, you make it clear that is the reason why you want me to take care of her. So you see, it's those kind of words too that, and especially in text messages, right? Like all this stuff is documented. Obviously, these are court documents. It's documented. So he's trying to get her to say, I can't handle it. He needs more custody or more time. Marcus seemed, I mean, at least to me, in the very least, just the surface, bitter, very bitter. And to me, it gives more to this message of his mother that's in Brazil. I forgot what day. It was like right before Cassie went missing. And he had Sailor, his mother, post, what a miss, counting days and hours, where some people speculated, which to me it kind of looks more and more like, you know, maybe he was planning to do this. Maybe he had a plan to get this girl out of the country or just do something to Cassie where he gets full custody. Let me take you over to this article that Bridget sent, and it says Slain Florida's mother's ex-boyfriend was ordered to pay her $5,920 in attorney fees 9 days before she disappeared. This was just another, you know, red flag. Marcus Spanevelo was ordered to pay Cassie attorney fees related to years-long custody battle for their daughter. The former couple was engaged in a custody battle dating back to 2019 over their 4-year-old daughter, Sailor. Just last summer, Spanevelo filed several motions for contempt, a motion for temporary custody, a motion to request daycare attendance, and numerous other petitions in family court, which makes me wonder, when we read that text message together just now, where he's like, yeah, but you didn't have her in school last week either. I wonder if did he know, or was he calling the school, or did he get a request for the attendance? In August, Carli's young sister Rayanne created a GoFundMe, which we've talked about this, to help the mounting legal fees. Cassie detailed on the fundraising page she met Spanevelo in July 2017 and became pregnant just months later. And she said all these things about manipulation, narcissism, his control and manipulation. And it goes on, which we've already talked about this, filing dozens of police reports and CPS involvement, so much so that she nearly came to know most of the staff by name. I mean, harassment. And this is on March 18, a judge ordered Spanevelo to pay Cassie $5,920 in legal fees associated with the court battle within 30 days. And it goes on to say here, Wentz said his office does not have any records indicating that Spanevelo paid Cassie any of the money that the judge ordered him to pay. There's another situation going on with regards to this story. This guy named Sam, I just would love to know your thoughts about this, because he said that he purposely got close to Marcus to extract information. Some people believe it, some people don't. His business is getting bombed with negative reviews. It's also being said that he was defending Marcus on multiple news posts, allegedly. It says here, I used Facebook to further earn Marcus' trust. I've been working with law enforcement since Wednesday morning. I was able to provide them with a track phone number that inevitably led them straight to the body. I did this at the expense of my family, business, and in-person reputation. I have received bad reviews, threats, even been called a bigot from all of this. Law enforcement gave me the permission today to tell my story and clear my name. What other questions do you have? I'm open to answer. I was scheduled to meet with Marcus on Saturday to help him clean up the crime scene. This has been extremely difficult to watch the family and friends search Navarre when I knew it was in Alabama. Now, Sam just posted a couple of hours ago, and I thought I could read this to you guys as well. He says, a lot of you have probably seen my name and business being dragged through the dirt the last few days on social media. I'm here to publicly announce that I was involved in locating Cassie Carli and the apprehension of Marcus Spanevelo. I posted a few things that were screenshot on Facebook that earned the further trust of Marcus. My business was bashed and people took it on themselves to write and post slandering reviews. This all fell into my lap because Marcus just merely needed someone to vent to. I was able to link Major Crimes Unit to the body by ways of a track phone number that Marcus called me from Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I contacted law enforcement and made a controlled call, and Marcus inquired for me to help clean up the crime scene. Law enforcement was able to track his location, and thankfully I didn't have to travel to Alabama on Saturday to clean the scene. I have been cleared by law enforcement as a CI, confidential informant, to clear my name and post publicly. Please keep me, my family, and business in your thoughts and prayers. You guys let me know what you think about that. I always caution, and I don't think people should target people like that or businesses. It can be a dangerous thing, especially if you're wrong. And if this guy is right about what he's saying, I don't know. It is interesting. It would be interesting to talk to him on his business. He does like some sort of power washing, cleaning business. So maybe this is the reason why Marcus had reached out to him. When I looked up his business online, the reviews, I only saw one negative review, just briefly looking. And so I don't know if he was able to remove the negative reviews or they did a purge or what, but I only saw one. I did see somebody, the one negative review that I could find, he did say something about, he commented under there saying that he's going to contact law enforcement. There was another post too that was shared on Facebook where I guess he may have allegedly contacted this person via DM, and it says, all right, I have talked to law enforcement and I'm going to go ahead and say they're sending me to civil court about your fake review. How do you want to handle this? Left the phone number and that person said it's gone. And so on Google, a lot of times, depending on what you have your name as, a lot of people's full name will pop up under the reviews. And so I'm guessing he may be going up and looking up who this person is, and I guess he's defending his business. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please slap the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. Today, I don't think we're going to do a live stream unless something comes up later this evening because I got some obligations I have to do. If you are a member on the channel, I posted my crazy 2010 story. Check out the community tab. It's a pretty interesting 30-minute long video. There's also a new story that I think we're going to take on, but it's like a lot of details. Datset's helping me with that behind the scenes. Thank you to Natasha, Datset, Bridget, Jasmine, the mods on the channel, BL, Lexa, Lindsay. Just thank you guys for all the help and support. Appreciate it. Take care. Peace.